In a topsy-turvy world where crises can strike at any moment, being proactive is no longer an afterthought, it's a necessity. But with so many items to choose from, what exactly should you prioritize? Here are 25 survival items you need to protect your family during a crisis. Right off the bat, can we all agree water is the most crucial survival resource? Water cleans, keeps us alive, and ensures our systems are in check. But during a crisis, clean water can be a challenge. That's why you need water purification tablets. It's a compact and reliable solution capable of eliminating bacteria, viruses, and parasites in just minutes. What's more, they're lightweight, easy to use, and can turn questionable water sources into something drinkable without the need for fire or filtration. However, if you're dealing with a prolonged emergency, you'll need a more sustainable solution: portable water filters. Like the tablets, this filter is capable of eliminating harmful contaminants from lakes, rivers, or stagnant water sources. The best part, they don't rely on chemicals. This means you can continuously use them without fear of allergies or checking the best before date. Straw-style filters allow individual users to drink instantly, while pump filters are invaluable for families. What could possibly go wrong? Nevertheless, once your water is safe and drinkable, you're going to need a clean, sustainable way to store it, right? Well, that's where the third item on our list comes in. Collapsible water containers are the perfect balance between portability and capacity. They can hold multiple gallons depending on its size, but unlike bottles or drums that take space in survival kits, collapsible water containers can be folded to almost nothing when empty. No survival plan is complete without them, whether it's a minor inconvenience or a shelter-in-place emergency. And speaking of emergencies, what do you think happens to grocery stores when disaster strikes? Precisely. They're stripped bare within hours, leaving you to rely on what you've already stocked up. Food is just as important as water, and you have no idea how long the crisis will last, so why wait? Canned and non-perishable foods are survival essentials because they have a long shelf life and require little to no preparation. Take foods like beans, vegetables, and meats. They last super long whilst retaining the previous ingredients. Rice and pasta are also essentials. The key, however, is to store a variety of high-calorie, nutrient-dense foods that will sustain your family when fresh options aren't available. But hey, if you want a more compact, ready-to-eat option, you're still in the right place. We advise getting Meals Ready to Eat, or MREs. The military was the original target audience, but has long been inculcated into the survival kit of preppers. They provide maximum nutrition without refrigeration, and each pack contains a main course, sides, snacks, and sometimes even a heating element. MREs are also lightweight, durable, and have amazing shelf lives, ensuring you can have a nice meal anywhere, anytime. The next item on our list may seem subtle, but make no mistake, it's the little things that make the biggest difference in survival. We're of course talking about a manual can opener. Unlike their electric counterparts, which become useless during power outages, a sturdy handheld opener works round the clock. You can access your food supply no matter the circumstances. Coming next is yet another essential item that most preppers actually forget: emergency blankets, also known as Mylar or space blankets. It's common knowledge that warmth is just as important as food and water, so why leave things to chance? They're lightweight yet very effective at retaining body warmth, thus preventing hypothermia in cold conditions. And the best part, they work well in warm weather too, acting as ground cover or emergency signaling due to their reflective surface. But how can you stay warm without having a proper shelter? Ladies and gents, another essential item for protecting your family during a crisis is a tent or tarp. Why? Because they provide crucial defense against wind, rain, and extreme temperatures. Now, while tents provide a total enclosure to shield you from insects and wildlife, a high-quality tarp can be used as a makeshift roof, ground cover, or even fashioned into a survival hammock. Can you see why they're both essential for long-term survival? And the next item on our list only serves to amplify these. Preppers, if you haven't added a fire starter to your survival kit, you're missing a critical piece of the puzzle. A sturdy shelter won't do much if you're freezing, and that's where fire comes in. Whether it's waterproof matches, lighters, or a ferro rod, you'll need a reliable fire source to provide warmth, allow you to cook food, and even purify water. Coming in at number 10, we have a taser. Periods of crisis so often bring the worst out in humans, and survival can come down to self-defense. Law enforcement may not get to you in time, so tasers and stun guns can be effective tools to keep yourself and your family safe. While tasers require close contact, stun guns work from a distance using a projectile. Both are legal in most US states, but it's important to check local laws. And just so you know, civilian tasers are recommended because they have a longer cycle, usually about 30 seconds, compared to the 5-second cycle of police tasers. But if you want to step things up a notch, grab a Kubotan. It's about 0.5 inches thick and has 6 pieces, making it an effective impact tool if your assailant comes near. Unlike weapons like nunchucks, a Kubotan doesn't require extensive martial arts experience. All you need to do is get close enough to your opponent to strike them. And say what you will about cordages, but every good survival pack needs a strong, reliable rope. Parachute cords are strong military-grade ropes and are nearly impossible to break. This makes them perfect for securing shelters, fishing, setting traps, or even linking people together in emergencies. What's more, they're versatile and surprisingly affordable, so you can stock up without breaking the bank. And need a handy tip? Wear one as a wristband so it's always within reach when you need it most. Now, as sad as this may sound, injuries are almost inevitable during a crisis. You can graze your skin on a surface, mistakenly cut yourself, or scald your hand when tinkering a fire. These and many more are reasons why a first aid kit is one of the most important items you can have. Make sure to stock them with essentials like bandages, antiseptic wipes, gauze, tweezers, and pain relievers if you want to treat minor cuts or stabilize serious wounds. But don't fool yourself to think that that will be enough. If you or a family member rely on specific medications, you'll need an emergency supply of prescription medications. Whether it's insulin, heart medication, or antibiotics, running out during a crisis can be deadly. Keep a 2-week minimum supply stored in a waterproof container and rotate them regularly to ensure they stay effective. But don't forget over-the-counter essentials like antihistamines, anti-diarrheal medication, and electrolyte powders to treat common survival-related ailments. And beyond medical needs, a multi-tool is yet another essential survival tool. Like an entire toolbox in the palm of your hand, a multi-tool helps with everything from repairing gear to preparing food. The best part is that you don't need to think too much. If you can have pliers, knives, screwdrivers, and wire cutters, you're good to go in most emergencies. The trick, however, is carrying one single compact device to house a dozen separate tools. Next up, another essential item in your survival pack to protect your family is an emergency whistle. Not just one, make sure each family member has one plus a couple of spares just in case. These whistles are a game changer in any survival situation. These whistles are everything you could ask for in a survival pack because they're very lightweight, compact, and take up hardly any space. The best part is that they make a piercing sound so loud that it could be heard from up to a mile away. It's much more convenient and efficient than trying to scream at the top of your lungs. Then we have signal mirrors, one of the most criminally underrated survival items for any prepper. It's a highly effective tool for reaching out for help without making a sound, especially during search and rescue operations. By reflecting light, they can be seen from miles away, even by helicopters searching from the air. And some mirrors can reflect light up to 15 miles, making them ideal for emergencies. At number 18, we have insect repellents. Similarly to signal mirrors, it beats us why practically every survivalist overlooks this as part of their initial kit. Insects can cause just as much damage as animal or human attacks when you're trapped in the woods or forced to flee your home. Having an insect repellent aerosol to spray around when you spend the night is a no-brainer, as proper healthcare may be hard to get during emergencies. As an added tip, you'd do well to apply balms on your skin to repel hazardous insect bites. Speaking of which, can we all admit how important flashlights are? They're the first thing we reach out for whenever the lights go out, so why don't you have a handy one nearby? Blackouts tend to accompany emergency situations, including natural disasters, so a reliable flashlight is crucial for visibility and safety when you're searching for supplies or staying out of danger. But just having one isn't enough. You'll need a solar-powered lantern as well. Unlike flashlights that usually need batteries, these lanterns can be powered by the ultimate energy source, the sun. Yes, no batteries are needed, just leave them out in the daylight for a few hours to recharge and you're good to go. Coming in at number 22, we have an indispensable item when it comes to staying informed during an emergency, a hand crank radio. It's an incredible option to stay abreast with new relevant news, and the best part is that they aren't powered from an external source. They generate energy through manual cranking so you can listen to weather alerts and news broadcasts without worrying about power outages. Add to that the fact that they often include a built-in flashlight and USB port to charge small devices, and you've got a versatile, multi-purpose tool in your survival kit. That said, have you ever wondered why the military loves walkie-talkies? Hurricanes, storms, and tremors can affect communication lines and cell towers, so walkie-talkies are your best bet for staying connected with your family or group. They allow direct short-range communication without relying on the internet or cellular networks, making them essential for emergencies. But for longer range communication or charging your devices, a power bank is pivotal. Cell phones are a literal lifeline when a disaster strikes, but they almost always lose power after just a day. Power banks eliminate this problem. They allow you to store energy in a compact, portable form so your electronics can keep running even without access to the grid. And the penultimate item on our list is a GPS locator beacon. Ever heard of it? It's a handheld satellite sync device that sends distress signals to both personal contacts and global rescue agencies. And oh, they only require the push of a single button to share your location. With long-lasting batteries and stronger signals than smartphones or satellite messengers, they're especially reliable during emergencies. And while you're at that, keep a copy of your important documents, like passports, birth certificates, social security cards, insurance policies, property records, medical information, and financial records in a waterproof bag. Having them on hand will help you identify yourself wherever you are, and we all know how big of a strain it'll be to lose any of those items when the emergency situation is over. That's all for this video on the 25 survival items you need to protect your family during a crisis. Which of these items will you be getting at your next survival prep shopping? Let us know in the comments section and enjoy our other videos.